This is episode 29 of the Black Hills Boys podcast. Welcome to the show. Today we're joined by a special guest that we've had on the show before, Mr. Garrett Grunland. Garrett, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today.
Always good to be back. Always good to be back.
This is our Kindle Vildor episode. Shout out Kindle Vildor. He's a fucking man. Hope he finds a team next year. He deserves another shot.
A lot of people who are watching this on YouTube or possibly on Spotify may be wondering a little bit about this shirt I'm wearing. I'll pop it up here on the screen so people can see it. What do all these men have in common? I'd like people to think a little bit and see if we could get some guesses from Garrett and maybe Shay to see if we can really hammer down what all three of these gentlemen have in common. G?
Do all three have NFL talent in them?
All three possibly have NFL talent in them.
Ah, dang.
Shay?
All three have been to prison.
Prison? I don't know about prison. I would say all three have possibly been in trouble.
Very, very nice jawlines. Handsome looking guys.
You think it's the jawline or the mustache?
Well, I've never really considered my mustache to be in the same ballpark as Phil's. So
It's not.
Shay, that didn't need to be said, all right? Like I just said. Like
That's all right. I'll answer that question at the end of the podcast. Kind of want to kick this thing off, and I know people have been seeing a lot of social media stuff with the fundraiser we're doing right now. The jersey's back here behind me for Jade and Caitlin Keffler's kid. And so we're just raising money for the family. I'll kind of read this Instagram deal that we had posted, and feel free to buy raffle tickets, all that stuff. But Everly Keffler was diagnosed with cerebral palsy after birth complications. She experienced lack of oxygen to her brain and had seizure-like symptoms. She was in the hospital for 9 days, and now she does physical therapy three times a month in Sturgis. She loves to jump and babble. She's continuing to develop her motor skills and learn new things every day. So 100% of the proceeds that we're earning are going straight to the Keffler family. Like I said, $5 for a ticket, $20 for 5 tickets. Make sure you spread the word on that. So I think it's a great cause and help out, some people that are very close to us. So
that seems like we've sold quite a few tickets already, haven't we? It's been going.
Yeah, I don't want to give the surprise away, but we kind of came into this thing. I was honestly hoping to make maybe like $250, $300, and I can say that we've definitely surpassed those expectations already. And Jade's going to be on with us live on draft night, and then we'll actually go over physically how much we've made and how much they can look forward to getting for Everly. So pretty cool deal. And then obviously we're going to send them a jersey just like the one that's hanging behind me. We got a few extras, so they'll get their own. Everly will have one that can hang in a room or whatever too, and pretty cool deal.
Yeah, it's working out very well.
Shout out Everly.
All right, with that being said, you guys ready to jump into some NFL free agency?
Yes, Daddy.
Woo! All right,
Dave, hold up. You look really good today.
I look good? I don't feel good, pal.
What did you do last night?
I just went out. I just hanging around. Anyways, let's get to some free
down in Florida.
So, biggest winners. Who do you guys have for you?
Dave, 1 second. Josh, you look really good today.
Thanyou, dude.
Yeah.
Shay, you look like you just woke up.
I did,
Shay, I wish I could compliment you and tell you that you looked good, but you really don't look that good.
You can fuck off, buddy. Gee, you also look really good today.
Thank you. I do my best.
Did the Twins win today?
No, they blew a 3-run lead in the 8th.
Poverty franchise.
Bro, beyond poverty, bro. Third world country.
You guys remember that time G convinced me to bet on them or bet against them?
Yeah, against the Dodgers. They won that game somehow.
Did you tell me to bet on Gaethje last night too?
No, that was Fritz. Don't put that on me.
I had Braves to cover 1.5 today. They went into the 9th down by
Didn't they lose to the Marlins?
No, they went into the 9th down by 1, and Marcelo Zuna hit a 3-run bomb. Covered. $300 in Daddy's pocket. Okay, now let's get to the bit of football.
All right, let's get to some football. Biggest winners. I think my biggest one, that I'm sure a lot of you guys have high on your list, is probably Baltimore getting Derrick Henry. I think that's going to be an absolute game changer for a team that was already kind of, I would say, front runners for a Lombardi Trophy next year. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
If he stays healthy, I think it's great. If he stays healthy, it's just another dynamic part of their run game that they're going to add with Lamar Jackson.
You know how I feel about Derrick Henry going to Baltimore. I think it's a good pickup for Baltimore. I think it's one of the many strikes that the Cowboys had in free agency by not even contacting him. Blows my mind that they didn't even try to give him an offer and see what would happen. But yeah, I think that's going to be huge for Baltimore.
I think it's a good signing, but the only thing that I don't know, I see it for their running game, but they struggle throwing the ball, and it's not like Derrick Henry's a great pass catching running back. So I mean, obviously it's Derrick Henry, you know what you're getting with him, but like I said, staying healthy, and they still have to learn to throw the ball, not just run the ball 80 times a game, because they have found out how many years in a row that it doesn't work.
Who's their number 2 running back?
Who's the guy that keeps
Keaton
tearing
Mitchell or something like that?
Ray Rice.
It's not Ray Rice. He's
No. But he is a legend of the game honoree there. So
Very similar to this fella.
didn't Terrell Suggs get like legend of the game honoree there at Baltimore too? And isn't he facing charges currently as well? Derrick Henry might
he is.
I saw something. I didn't read on it, but I saw a headline of it.
Maybe Derrick Henry's next. Maybe the Cowboys dodged a bullet and Derrick Henry's going to prison
Could be, man.
very soon.
Maybe Jerry Jones is going to prison too.
Gosh, I hope so. Who else are big winners?
I think my next one I had was the Falcons getting Kirk Cobain. I think Kirk Cousins is going to take the Falcons to another level as well. I think he was kind of underappreciated in Minnesota. I know they tried to bring him back, but I think Atlanta getting a decent quarterback with Bajeen, and if you can get into Pitts and get him kind of involved with the offense more, I think that's a dangerous team over there.
Yeah.
Shay and I talked about this actually like a few days ago over the phone about the Falcons and Kirk Cousins.
We did. Go ahead, G. Go ahead with whatever.
Kirk Cousins coming off an ACL injury. He's
ACL,
not ACL, Achilles injury. And he's like 36, 37 years old. And the Falcons, if I'm correct, didn't they make him like the most paid quarterback in the NFL?
I think he's top 3.
But yeah, like that's a huge risk. That's a massive risk to take. You're taking a guy coming off and a guy that's not mobile in the first place, coming off an Achilles injury, and you're going to pay him that type of money. And if he doesn't work out, you're going to put yourself in salary cap hell. Granted, the Falcons do have playmakers, around them. And it's just one of those things where it's a huge risk versus reward type situation.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Especially when you look at like any quarterback who's making a ton of money, how good's that roster around them? Because they're chipping so much towards that quarterback. Even you look at the Lions. I was seeing rumors today that they're looking to pay $45 to $50 million a year for Jared Goff. Like he's a stud and all, but in the scheme of things, like is that going to work out? Welcome to the show, Benjamin.
I'll answer that question. Probably not.
I mean, just think like the Saints paid Derek Carr. Like it's not great. One year in, and we're like, that's a terrible signing by the Saints.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Sounds like
free agency signings. Ben.
Okay. I was going to say Jameis Winston. I feel like that was a home run pick up there by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He didn't go to the Bucs, bro.
Oh.
Dude, Baker Mayfield's
talking about Baker Mayfield. Sorry, I meant Baker Mayfield. My bad.
Baker Mayfield, buddy.
That was a hell of a draft, though, like 10 years ago when they took Jameis
What year is
Winston.
it?
It's 2024. Ben. It's
My bad.
2024.
Dude, what are you on right now?
Oh my God.
At Florida State here.
I think talking about quarterbacks a little bit too. I think the Steelers, have one of the best situations for what they're paying for two desirable guys with Fields and Wilson. Both those guys super cheap, obviously. I don't think they can go wrong. I think by the end of the year, you're gonna have one of those guys get traded probably right before the deadline for probably a decent pick for a team that is quarterback needy with somebody that gets hurt. So I'd say they might be in the best situation.
Yeah, they killed
Yeah,
it.
I'm very curious to see if Russell Wilson goes back to old Russell Wilson, or
Let them cook.
I just like Tomlin runs too good of an organization for him to not succeed and have a good year or two there.
One thing that's crazy to me, look at Russell Wilson. His stats were pretty solid in Denver.
Yeah.
I just think they just wanted him out of there. Like he wasn't going to fit in with Sean Payton, and they just ran him out. Like his stats were pretty good. You take his stats and throw him on any other team, I'd be freaking happy about him. It's only going to get better with Pittsburgh, with under Tomlin, and then you got a young guy that's going to be pushing him because I'm sure he's going to be on a short lease with Justin Fields. Is a dude. I think he's a stud. I think he just needs to be on a better team, and he's going to have a great situation in Pittsburgh. I think he'll fit right in, but we'll see.
I'm glad he's out of the NFC North, if I'm being honest.
I am too.
Absolutely. Give me Caleb Williams. I'd much rather see that guy than Justin Fields. But guess we'll find out.
Another winner I had was Giants. Or not the Giants getting Saquon, the Eagles getting Saquon.
I was gonna say that, you fucking asshole.
Well, sorry, speak up, dude.
I was trying to.
You're not even a way of
talking.
Speak.
I think one of my biggest winners is the Eagles getting Saquon Barkley.
Nice. That was a good one, Shay.
Yeah, that's a hot take. Like, thanks for that, Shay.
What have been the winners so far? I know I'm on late. I just want to hear. Just get caught up.
Baltimore getting Derrick Henry, Falcons getting Kirk O'Bang, the Steelers one we just talked about.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, we miss Cowboys and their big signing.
We're getting to that. Yeah, we're getting to that.
I'm surprised you haven't brought up, Dave. I know you're a big fan. I don't know. I'm surprised you haven't brought up the Texans. I feel like they've been a huge winner in free agency.
Right here next on the list, man. Texans getting Diggs.
Yeah, they got a lot. I mean, they just Joe Mixon, dude, like they're going to be legit.
And then what they did with Diggs' contract is.
They also got Danielle Hunter from the Vikings too.
Yeah, they got some defense, and holy cow, that's going to be
Joe Mixon.
But will Stroud take his sophomore slump? That'll be the biggest question mark there. I think it seems.
I don't know. He's got so many weapons, bro.
Yeah,
I think the Houston Texans now have the best three-man wide receiving core in the NFL.
3-man.
Tank Dell,
Nico Collins,
Diggs,
Tank Dell, and Diggs.
Yeah,
and they have Dalton Schultz at tight end, and now Joe Mixon at running back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's out of the backfield.
You can think of it better.
I forgot they got Joe Mixon too, dude.
They got Joe Mixon, yeah.
Yeah.
I just said that, but it's fine. Just ignore me. That's fine.
You look good today, Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Thanks.
Josh, were you golfing the Masters today?
Yeah. I actually just finished my round a couple hours ago.
Real quick.
I shot 127.
I can attest to that.
Tiger and I were first off the box today, and
yeah. It's just getting worse. That's all right. He's an old man.
That's my hero. You're doing that too. By the way, I don't think you can see it, but I got goat tigers on this shirt.
Nice.
Just representing the greatest of all time, Tiger Woods.
Josh, we're not into our golf talk yet, man. Let's get into some.
Sorry,
you guys got any more winners for free agency right now, or no?
Dude,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be super biased on this. I think the Raiders got the best defensive player in free agency with Christian Wilkins. They got him from the Dolphins. You're adding a top tier defensive tackle. I would say probably a top 5 D tackle in the NFL to Max Crosby, and when you've seen what Tyrese Wilson and what Malcolm Kuntz did on the other side of their defense end. I think the Raiders actually will have one of the best, if not the best, defensive line in the NFL. And I think the Raiders actually, like my bold prediction is the Raiders will be a top 5, top 3 defense this year. I'm really excited to see the Raiders
write it down.
play defense for the first time in 20 some years ever since I've been a fan of them, I think this is like the best I've ever seen their defense and the highest expectations I've ever had for their defense. And when you're in a division that has guys like Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes, getting a solid defensive line to put pressure on them is how you're going to win games. I mean, the last time the Chiefs lost was on Christmas against the Raiders. The Raiders, if you guys don't remember, didn't even complete a pass for 3 straight quarters. Aiden O'Connell went 0 of 17, and the Raiders had 2 defensive touchdowns that game to win it. So
Didn't they
I think,
score like 3 points the week before that too?
no. They lost to the Colts the week before that, and
When
basically
did they play the Vikings?
I don't know. That was a bad week though for both
It
teams.
was like 3 points scored that game. Great
yeah.
defensive battle.
I believe that was probably when they saw Josh McDaniels early in the year. The Raiders really turned it around when they had Antonio Pierce. And so like I said, I think Raiders best D line now in the NFL. And like I said, the NFL is messing up if the first game of the year isn't the Raiders going to Kansas City. I think that should be the first game of the year.
Jeez.
I like it.
But I love what the Raiders did. I love it. And then I also like that they went and got Gardner Minshew for a quarterback. So now we kind of have a quarterback battle with Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell back there.
Who do you want to be your quarterback? There's
Who's
only
ever
one
better?
right answer.
Whoever is better.
It's AOC.
Whoever is better. AOC was the second best rookie quarterback this year. I'll say that.
AOC the fucking who
After
told
CJ
you that,
Stroud.
D? Who told you AOC was gonna be a dog?
Hey, I've already given you enough credit that you said that AOC
Give me
was
more.
the real deal. Out
Give
of
me
Purdue.
more.
But also, like, I wouldn't hate it if the
Answer.
Raiders went for Daniels in the draft. I think he's a stud. But I'm curious to see what the Raiders will do in the draft. But I just think so far, like, I love that they added to their defensive line in a top tier position. Because, like I said,
I
I
wanted
have
Wilkins.
expectations for them.
I
I
wanted
hate
the
the
Cowboys to
Chiefs.
get Wilkins, so that kind of pissed me off.
But you want the Cowboys to get everyone, Josh. Saquon, Derrick Henry, Christian
I
Wilkinson.
just want him to get someone.
Bro, I hope
okay?
you
It's
go
not
get a
everyone,
washing machine.
Someone.
Go get a washing machine.
Let's move
Got
on.
washed up.
Is there a mute button? Can I mute G? Or is that just Dave has that control?
Cowboys aren't making the playoffs this year.
Whoa.
I think. Go ahead, Shay.
I think another really good signing that's kind of under the radar is the Jaguars picking up Gabe Davis. It's just another guy for Trevor Lawrence to throw to, and I mean he didn't have
I
a
think-
whole lot of options the last 2 years, and putting him with basically you're taking Calvin Ridley out, who didn't really have that good of a season, but got paid a shitload of money, and replacing him with Gabe Davis, who I think is a lot more reliable on the outside than Calvin Ridley was.
So 2 of the teams that we talked about having good off seasons are a result of Buffalo's what I believe
Demise.
is an awful off season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Gabe Davis leaving, Diggs being gone, half their defense is gone. Like,
Oh yeah, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Tre'Davious White, their whole secondary is gone.
yeah. So I think you're right on that Gabe Davis thing. I think I might be trying to pick him back up in fantasy football because he's the one that he's either going to score you 25 in a game or maybe 4. You just don't know. But
Yep.
with Trevor Lawrence, I'm thinking it might be a little more consistent.
So who's your guys' number one loser in free agency then? I guess Josh, you just said that. The Bills. I would say
And then I don't think they're not going to make the playoffs, but I do think the Cowboys have had an awful offseason.
There you go. He said it.
They're
I
going
wanted
to
to
make
hear
the
it from
playoffs.
Sackman.
They have
They're gonna make some moves in the draft, Josh.
they've got to make 13 of them because that's how many spots they have to fill right now. Half
They're
their
doing them.
offensive line, need a couple linebackers, need D line. Like, I don't know. I have zero confidence in Jerry Jones at this point.
He has dementia.
Well, I think he has. He might. He's 97 years old, and think honestly, we might be one trade away from not having 5 Super Bowls. We might only have 2 if it wasn't for the boys back then getting rid of Herschel Walker and one big move. Other than that, they haven't done anything in the last 30 years. It's a tough offseason to be a Cowboys fan right now.
Dude, I think the one that hurts is Van Der Esch too. Late, like he can't even play anymore. Like it's just pile it on. That is just the shittiest
Yeah.
luck.
I'm fucking
That guy,
handicapped because of Trent Williams.
I feel bad for him. His
Trent
neck-
Williams is going to hell. He's for sure going to hell.
Yeah,
bro.
for
That dude's
multiple
fucking bad.
reasons, but that's one of them that he'll be going to hell. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's pretty
Van Der
fucked
Esch
up.
being a 8-man football player in high school, going to Boise, and then get drafted by the Cowboys and being a stud for a few years.
Just being a
before
white linebacker in the NFL. That's fucking
Yeah.
so cool.
right next to Sean Lee when he came out. And
Yeah.
man, I do
Those
miss
are
Sean
times.
Lee too.
It's a dying breed, the white linebackers is.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Hey,
About
how about, speaking of dying breeds, how about the white cornerback coming back, baby?
The Iowa kid.
Cooper DeJean.
He's going to be a
Yeah.
Detroit Lion.
Oh,
I think so. Not in my mock drafts.
He's going to be a Detroit Lion.
You have him as a Packer in your mock draft?
Well, nothing screams more Green Bay Packers than drafting the white corner from Iowa. I think pretty sure he's a Wisconsin boy too. He'll fit right in.
would you rather have him or Kool-Aid? We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get in that.
McKinstry.
What a name. What a name.
You know, the crazy thing to me and all the free agency stuff has kind of been that NFC North running back carousel. Like you're talking
Jesus
Swift went
Christ.
to the Bears. Jones went to the Vikings. Obviously, the Packers got Josh Jacobs. But it's like all these running backs that used to play for a different team within division.
Same with Barkley going to the Eagles, like,
True.
there. And
Kind of makes sense though. I mean, like those teams, like you play them, twice a year.
those teams know you. Like they
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like,
So it kind of
you know,
makes sense, like
yeah.
that they would, just keep them on. But I think to add to the losers, I don't like what the Denver Broncos have done. I think they've gone down too. I know there's Broncos fans that listen to this.
They don't have
and
a quarterback.
They don't have
they
a
don't have
quarterback. They got.
Shout
I
out
mean,
Jarrett Stidham.
they ate that
Raiders
cat from
legend.
Russell. They didn't sign anybody either, and they lost.
I remember that OT loss to the 49ers in a no-needed
so
Week
fucking
16
cool.
game, bro. It was a fucking 50-50 game. I was like, this is cool. We're going to lose, but this is cool as
Fucking
shit.
Jarrett Stidham.
I actually agree with Ben. But one of the reasons that is different on why I think the Broncos have had such a bad offseason, I think the Broncos' biggest problem is their head coach. I think Sean Payton's ass.
Nobody
And-
wants to play for a prick.
Yeah, dude, he sucks. I didn't like Sean Payton when he was with the Saints. He got carried his whole career by Drew Brees and by the bounty scandal. He's dog
Which-
shit.
Prove it. Like, I think he's innocent.
They did prove it, Josh. Where have you been?
coaching.
Anyways,
You know who else is innocent? Cam Sutton.
bro, they made a Sean Payton movie, and they
I'm just so
and they
glad
made
that
Paul
Tiger
Blart
not
his
me.
actor.
Like, I appreciate that much about the whole thing.
Dave, get a picture of Cam Sutton up in here.
But I mean,
Oh my god,
I just want to know what I'm looking at.
that's a good picture of you, Josh.
Yeah, like I feel like the lighting must have been really good right there.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
Ben, do you have this Cubs game up?
No, I turned it off so my kid could watch dinosaurs.
you guys know the Masters is on right now, right? And you're watching
Yeah, but it
Cubs
wasn't
baseball.
that good.
The thing
Scotty's
Scotty
about to have a
Scheffler
baby. He's
is
got to go
doing
in
with
this
the
week.
golf ball right now is unbelievable.
yeah, I think the
He brought me
Broncos need a
balls
new
today.
head coach before they can go in any positive direction.
No, Sean Payton's got that franchise by the balls right now.
And he's gonna put them in salary cap hell like he did the Saints.
Yeah, he is. I agree with you.
How much dead cap space do they have because of Russell Wilson? Like 50?
Enough.
Because Buffalo has a similar situation with Diggs now too, which is just crazy.
The Raiders were going to with Jimmy G, but then Jimmy G got caught with PEDs, so they had to pay shit. I was that's another positive move on the Raiders offseason. Jimmy G doing PEDs.
You know the lunch lady spiked his freaking lunch with something.
God bless
Antonio
her.
Pierce gave her something and said this needs to get in his like smoothie or something. And
That bitch needs a raise then, if that's true.
oh, of course.
Who's the Cowboys running back at this point?
Oh, David, I talked
Van Der
about
Esch.
Is it the guy that played for Kansas State, the 5'6" guy?
Deuce Vaughn.
well, we
Shout out
have
Deuce.
the
Come on.
powerhouse running back Rico Dowdle, and then the
Okay.
shifty 5'2" Deuce Vaughn.
Nice.
5'2",
A lot of yards.
5'2".
Yeah, like it's going to be a 1-2 punch that honestly I don't know if any defense is quite ready for in the NFL.
I bet
I
Deuce
don't
Vaughn's
know,
got a good crack
But
on him, though.
also,
I
what's
don't-
going to make it so impressive is they don't have a center or like a guard to run behind. So there's just going to be 3 linemen up there, and Deuce Vaughn kind of hiding behind them, and we'll see what happens. It's
Yeah.
going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
Are the Cowboys going to finish last in the NFC East?
Yes.
Giants.
No. The Giants got Brian Burns.
They suck.
No, they don't. They got Brian Burns.
Cowboys are
Danny
not going to finish
Dimes.
last.
I don't know who the fuck
They're
their
going to
running
do
back
just
is.
good enough to
Their tight end
make
might
the
fucking
playoffs.
retire. Darren Waller might just quit football.
No, Darren Waller did retire.
Darren Waller retired. His wife's also a major bitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they just get a divorce though?
Aren't you helping my case? I said the Giants are going to get last.
What else?
Well, Rico
That's all I know
Dowdle
about
and
the
then
Giants.
Deuce Vaughn combined for 1,000 yards this year.
I don't think they'll combine for 250.
The whole season? Are they not going to hand the ball off? Deuce will bust a 40-yarder.
Gosh, I'd bet you. I'd place a gentleman's bet that the Cowboys sign Ezekiel Elliott.
I hope so. I truly
Yeah.
hope so.
He
I
got some
hope they
life in his
sign
leg.
Ezekiel Elliott and pick up a decent running back that's a little shifty in like the 4th round.
Bucky Irvin.
Rico Dowdle's not terrible, but the fact that he's our
Great
number
game.
1 running back right now and Deuce Vaughn is our number 2.
Coach's son.
He's getting the favorite. He's getting the favorite card right
Yeah,
now.
that's the only reason he's on the team.
Imagine that. Jerry
Is there
Jones
any-
throwing his weight around.
Is there anyone else that we want to talk about
I
besides
don't think
Cowboys?
Jerry Jones is his dad.
Hey, how about CJ GJ changing up so quick when he went to the Eagles?
Fuck that guy. He's a bitch.
You know
Shay's
what,
been
Shay?
saying that for months.
What do you say?
No, don't do it. Yes, do that.
What the fuck?
That's the best thing that could happen for you boys.
Man, what if it gets cold there in Florida though?
It's a scarf.
You think I wanted to do this? Fuck CJ GJ.
Dude, fill me in. What happened?
He signed with the Eagles, and
And he turned on them boys.
what did he even say in
Did he
in
say
that
some shit
interview?
or what?
Oh yeah, instantly turned up on like just that Detroit sucks basically, and him and Jameson Williams were like the only hard ones that would ever go out in the city together, and like nobody else would do anything. Like he's like scared of Detroit,
Oh,
which I can see J-Mo
I'm
doing
scared
that.
of Detroit too,
Soft.
though.
He didn't do shit for you guys either.
I,
We did.
no,
We did survive Detroit though.
I do think that. Yeah, I think him leaving is probably better for us in the long run. I talked to Josh about it on the phone today, but he just, and me and Shave said it before too. He didn't really fit our culture. Kind of a little baby back bitch, and then that last game of the year, he's missing plays, and honestly, it felt good to cut that ski mask.
Those are sharp scissors. That actually, I was impressed with that.
I
Went
know.
right
I
through
wasn't. That was real quick too.
I was waiting for it to be a struggle, and you like sitting there, and it just really not
Shay-
be
yeah,
effective.
Dave, that's a new sponsor for you guys. You need to contact those people. Yeah,
It's upside
upside down.
That's
Upside
all right.
down.
I got
Okay.
Parkinson.
Yeah. Speaking of that, when we do draw the tickets for the jersey, Dave's gonna have to read it, like, because he sent me a picture of it. His handwriting's so terrible. Like, he's the only one that's going to be able to read it, and it's due to his Parkinson's, I believe.
Shit, it looks like we lost Ben, huh?
See ya.
That's what happens when you're a dad.
I wish we'd lose G as much.
Hey,
shit as he
Josh,
talks
fuck
about.
off.
Damn.
Be nice. That's why
been
we
talking
can't
a lot
get
of
guests
shit.
on the pod because we have people like you on here.
Thank you,
Being a
Shay.
dickhead.
Hey, and I don't know if I pulled up this jersey when I was talking about the Keffler fundraiser, but this is what that jersey looks like as well. The one hanging back behind me here. So
Why'd you pick number 1?
she's number 1, dude.
Okay. Where's Cam Sutton?
Oh, you like him?
Sometimes you just randomly have thrown that.
Hold
up
on, go
there.
go back to that picture of me.
No, not yet.
Hold on.
Well, hopefully Ben jumps back in here because I kind of had a pretty cool surprise. Do you guys have any more things that you'd like to talk about with free agency, or you kind of want to start working in towards the draft a little bit? And what do you guys think?
I've said my 2 cents on the Raiders and free agency.
So I gotta ask, because who's like the big free agent that's still like out there that hasn't signed with anyone yet? Like who's like the
OBJ.
Yeah,
OBJ.
because I've been trying to figure out, but there's really no like there's big names with no like I don't know, no one that's gonna save the Cowboys. Basically, is what I got out of it when I was looking. Okay, we can move on from free agency. It's a bust. It doesn't win championships. You have to draft. You have to.
Justin Simmons from the Broncos. I don't believe he's with anybody.
Yeah, I really kind of hope the Lions.
Can they afford him?
I don't know.
I kind of
That
want
would
Quandre Diggs.
Oh my
I'd like Quandre back too. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Justin Simmons got cut by the Broncos, and I don't think anybody's picked him up
No,
yet.
he hasn't been signed yet. I was gonna say that.
So yeah, with the draft coming up, we here at Black Hills Boys had 2 brothers that almost made the draft, and I went back today and pulled a little bit of film. So if you're watching, this will kind of get you. I mean, this guy's an absolute dog. Just clogging holes in the middle. Some people say best high school football linebacker to come out of South Dakota, out of winter. So enjoy this video. That one's electric there.
Thanks for putting me on, Dave.
And then we go a little bit deeper into the history books there in winter. And, this video would have got shown on draft night too. But here's Mr. Ben Conant.
Hey, that's old school, dude.
Look at this guy. Look at the wheels on this guy.
This is against
STM.
STM too, right?
Someone's getting cleared out there.
This is
Was
against
there
St.
a block
Thomas.
in the back on the outside
Hey,
there? or was
Jake
that-
Sullivan,
Shout out Jake
professional
Sullivan.
quarterback.
Man,
Watch this return here, ladies and gentlemen. He could have been a special teams guy in the NFL. No doubt in my mind.
What
was
does
shifty.
Sketch say?
Special teams, special plays.
Special
players.
players.
Whoop!
That's professional quarterback right there, number 7. That was back
in
in
Germany.
the blindside block. I've seen already 2 of them.
Was that Sullivan that you juked there?
Yeah, I returned a punt, a kick, had a rushing touchdown, and an interception that game.
And now he's in Germany winning MVPs and stuff.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
could go
well,
to Germany and be an
yeah,
MVP.
I was gonna say I could go there and be a D tackle probably.
I don't think so. Those guys are pretty good.
I haven't seen you a few months. Have you gotten a little bigger?
He's got that defensive coordinator build.
I was sure he was going to say kicker, and then he goes with D.
No, dude, Europeans are great
Great
kickers, bro. I got no chance against Europeans in kicking. I had the record in winter for points by a kicker for 1 year. Then, like 2 years later, I got beat by some European German kid.
Jonas Brill.
Yeah,
You
so I'm
don't
the
got
best
any
American-born kicker to ever come out of winter, South Dakota.
G's kicks, or I think I rushed for like 2,500 yards my senior year, 37 touchdowns. You don't have any of that footage?
No, he doesn't. He didn't go back that far in the
Oh,
history books. So we'll get there though, Josh. Don't worry. Your time's
I
coming.
didn't have cameras back then.
Yeah, we can't all do it.
well, probably didn't want to overshadow your guys' greatness.
Thanks, Josh.
Nope. You guys still watch? Anyone watching the Masters right now?
No.
Scheffler's up 4. What if his wife calls him right now and says she's having the baby?
You got to call it. He's got to cut. He's got to go.
He's got a hole and a half left to win the Masters.
I'd tell her to wait.
Tell her to suck it in.
Yeah, they can hold those things in for a while. You'd be surprised.
I don't know. I think they can hold it a little bit, but I don't know if sucking
can
it
slow
in
the
might
process.
be. I don't know. I don't know if you can really do that, G.
Wouldn't know. Never had to deal with it.
Lucky.
What's next on the agenda?
I think just talking about the draft, and obviously we're going to be doing a live stream on draft night. G is going to join us. I think Ben plans on being back. Phil's coming on, Fritz is coming on, Jade's coming on, so it's going to be a full show, just of our reactions. And
Son of a bitch.
Jesus.
The Cowgirls,
what happened?
show some respect one time in your life.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Josh, but I need you to dial back in, pal.
The little thing at the bottom of the screen.
It's a ticker.
Yeah, it's a
The
ticker.
That's straight from E ESPN.
That's great, dude. My favorite was Cam Sutton's going to prison. That was fantastic.
Straight from ESPN.
So I think we can all probably agree, first overall pick, Caleb Williams.
Agreed.
Yeah, they
gay,
have.
though.
Yeah, they have.
Caleb
to.
Williams is gay.
He's a fairy, bro.
He's gay.
He's already said he has a fairy suit and his girlfriend's got a fairy dress.
And he's
They're a bunch of
gay.
Fairies. And he's gay, according to Shake on it.
Guys, that you can be a very good quarterback, and it's 2024. I think we need to address this. You can still do your job.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Stop what
Locker
you're
room's
saying.
not gonna like that. Say that in an
Uh-uh.
NFL locker room.
There's no room for that.
Caleb Williams is going to lose one game, go cry in his mom's arms.
We were so close to making it to 30 episodes. So close. Damn it.
We got to watch Shay, man. He's been all over the place tonight on some of his comments. He woke up pissed off, man.
I woke
From
up.
that nap?
Fuck off.
When he woke up from his nap this afternoon, he just wasn't in the right headspace.
Woke up with my hands in
Those
my
violence.
pants.
The true question is, who goes at 2? I mean, is it Jaden Daniels? Is it Drake May?
I think it's Jaden
Drake.
Daniels.
I think whoever drafts Drake May, the GM is getting fired within a year or two.
G and I talked about this the other day.
I think Drake May is ass. Ben's not gonna agree with this. I think Bo Nix is ass.
Ass. He
I
is
think-
ass.
Everyone,
26 years
I'm
old.
gonna be honest. I even think Caleb Williams is ass. I think the only good quarterback in this draft is Jaden Daniels.
And you said JJ McCarthy the other day.
I said
I
JJ
think-
McCarthy's my number
JJ
2.
McCarthy's ass.
JJ McCarthy's my number 2.
I
Drake
think the
May- Drake May's
Vikings
still
trade
number
up
2. That's
with
why they
the
got rid of
Chargers and
That's why-
take McCarthy.
That's why they got rid of Howell. Was Commanders will take Drake May because Howell's too much of an alpha, I heard, to be a mentor to him, just like he was in college. So they'll take Drake May. It's cold in Washington. He's a big dude. Jaden Daniels he's a Southern guy.
Did they get rid? They got rid of Sam Howell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
at
did.
Seattle. They came out and
Oh,
said
yeah,
they
that's
think
right.
because he's like too much of an alpha. I love that about him. I guess I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Shea Connett a little bit. Just
I like
too
that.
alpha for his own good.
You're my beta.
Jaden Daniels in New England would be weird. I don't
Okay,
know.
I'll be your beta, baby.
You're my beta.
I'm
What about
afraid that
Jaden
Marvin
Daniels?
Harrison Jr. is going to go to New England and his career is going to be ruined because of it.
I think he's a lock at Arizona.
Yeah, you have to take him.
I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is like one of the best players in this draft.
I think a lot of people.
Did
agree
you
with
guys know that his dad was Marvin Harrison?
Yeah, his dad was Marvin Harrison.
Hey,
actually.
good job, Josh. Good job.
No, like
No, for real. That's his dad.
Josh,
I
can
actually learned that from this
you
podcast.
remind everyone who his dad played for?
Marvin
But
Harrison's
Indianapolis
dad.
Colts.
Marvin Harrison Jr.'s dad played for the Colts. And then after he had retired, he kind of got in a shootout on the streets of Indianapolis, I believe. But that kind of got like pushed under the rug a little bit. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
That's
living
awesome.
free. Yeah.
Was he the best receiver on his team, or was Reggie Wayne better?
I'd say OJ Simpson.
No, it was fucking Dallas Cooley.
Dallas Clark, baby.
Dallas
Clark?
Clark.
South Dakota born Dallas Clark.
He was.
Dallas Clark was born
Yeah,
in South.
Dallas
because his
Clark
name is
was
Dallas doesn't mean he's born in
born
South
in
Dakota.
Was he from Dallas? Like
I believe he was born
Did-
in Sioux Falls, but like he was like went to like high school and stuff and all that in Iowa, but he was born
was
in-
one
he
of
was
his
born in South Dakota.
moms the ladies that attend Dallas in the month of October?
Yeah, he's got to be inbred.
That's not a clean place.
He's inbred.
It's not a
Do
clean
you think he's
place.
ever been to the Pave?
No,
He's been to Pav.
Nate Gary has. I saw Nate Gary at the POV.
Who's the
Is he in the NFL still?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's in Europe.
who's the guy? Is Is Dallas Goddard the guy that got his shit handed to him at the zoo in Aberdeen?
Yes.
Yeah, I got knocked out.
Knocked out.
By
That's
Jared Too Tall.
That's who I heard did it.
Menard knocked him out.
Menard.
That's who I heard.
That's who we're gonna tell.
Yeah.
All right, who's the Raiders or Vikings taking, G?
I mean, my favorite rumor that I've heard with the Vikings is they trade with the Cardinals, but they get Kyler Murray instead of drafting a quarterback.
Ooh.
Bring him to the
That's my
NFC.
favorite rumor. Instead of
Wow.
drafting JJ McCartney, they just get Kyler Murray to add on. That's my favorite Vikings rumor.
The Cardinals gonna have a quarterback.
They'll draft a
Murray's gay,
quarterback
too.
because the Vikings would give up their first round pick for Kyler Murray. So they get Marvin Harrison and a
Oh.
rookie quarterback. It's my favorite rumor. The
Do they know
Vikings
that
going
Kyler
for
Murray
Kyler
is
Murray.
Cardinals would.
That's my favorite
I'm
Vikings.
talking out of
rumor.
his ass right now.
My favorite one.
That's quite the rumor.
I
like
love
dude.
it.
That stuff
I've
happens,
seen it.
though.
I've seen it. I think the Vikings' biggest trade partners will be the Cardinals. I think the Vikings will trade with the Cardinals, and they will pick up a quarterback because their quarterback situation is probably the worst in the NFL. And they got to make sure they get one of those guys. But got to stay away from Bo Nix and got to stay away from Drake May.
Yeah, Bo Nix is like 35 years old.
Bo Nix couldn't make it in the SEC. He's not going to make it in the NFL. Any one of us could join a Pac-12 team, rip the Pac-12, and go throw for what he did.
Yep.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think any of us could do that.
I don't
I
think
could.
so.
Easy.
Bro,
In my
Josh,
sleep.
I hate your vibes right now, and I wish you would have listened to Dave when you said you're being more uplifting.
I'm just being realistic. I
I'm
didn't
being
get to
realistic,
watch
too.
the
I can do
plain
that in
white.
my sleep,
I
dog.
didn't get to watch the plain white tees play ball back in college, but I did watch. Our squad and our quarterbacks were fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're going Pac-12 and putting up that many yards.
Nope.
They were a hell of a, like, both of them dual threat QBs. They moved
Couldn't
really
run.
well.
I
Cool.
can't believe he's talking about you guys that like that.
But I
Not
just don't
wrong.
think I don't
That's
think we're
correct.
going to Oregon
No.
and making that
Fuck
impact.
you, Josh.
And since we're on that
I'm
topic,
still in
just
the
to throw
portal.
salt in the wound, it's going to be amazing when Dylan Gabriel transferred from Oklahoma, goes to Oregon, and wins a Heisman this year, and they win a championship. And I'm going to flip G off and say,
Ben, what
"Dude,
type
they
of
would've
bet do you
won
want to
it
make on
big time."
Dylan Gabriel not winning the Heisman?
Well, I mean, the
Put my
Heisman's
life
so hard to
savings
on
win,
it.
but he's going to
Let's
be
go.
one of the
I will bet my life savings Dylan Gabriel doesn't win the Heisman.
I got
Put
$33
everything on it.
my name I'll put on it.
Dude,
You lost your
I watched
savings.
Dylan Gabriel throw a ball for 2 years.
I don't
You
even know if
can't do
Dylan
it.
Gabriel's going to be their quarterback.
He's definitely going to be their quarterback.
It's all about Jackson Arnold, baby. Jackson Arnold season for Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'll take Dylan Gabriel at Oregon.
Yeah.
I
I-
wouldn't because Dylan Gabriel fucking sucks. And he's probably gay, too.
Get this guy out of here.
Let's go ahead and take a 30-second break here and give a shout out to one of our sponsors. Give Shay a second here to cool off. Here we go.
What's up, Black Hills Boys podcast? Merrick Crabtree here with Whirlwind Classic Auto. If you're into badass hot rods and classic rides, go check out www.whirlwindclassicauto.com. We got everything we got for sale on there, all the badass rides we've built and everything upcoming. So go check it out, whirlwindclassicauto.com, and keep listening to the Black Hills Boys podcast.
Gets me fired up.
Shay, that was fantastic.
Shay, was that long enough? Like, do you need a moment still, or we good?
I'm good, dude. I'm chill.
Okay.
I was going to ask Shay what his opinion is on every quarterback we talk about.
There's only one answer.
I'm just gonna ask it so we move on from getting canceled. Benjamin, who are the Packers going to draft?
Yeah, it's got to be the one and only, man. The chosen one, the white corner out of Iowa, Cooper DeJean. If he's there, they're going to take him. It makes so much sense to me, but I know Detroit wants him. It'll be interesting to see teams try to move up ahead of Green Bay. If Green Bay moves up, they've been aggressive in drafts, so trying to move up if they want a guy. So wouldn't shock me if they try to move and get him, if they think someone else is trying to. But if he's there, they're taking him. I think. He checks all the boxes for for Green Bay and what they need. What's interesting to me is a lot of teams have him down as a safety, which Green Bay already needs a safety anyways, but he can play corner. He can play the slot corner, which Green Bay needs the most. He returns. He kind of does it all, and he's super athletic. So it just makes a lot of sense that he's in Green Bay, but we'll see what happens. I've never been right on draft day, so I'm probably jinxing myself. But I'd love to see Cooper DeJean. I think that jersey would sell out so fast in Green Bay.
There's a first for everything, buddy.
Hey, maybe this is my year. Maybe I'll be
Your
right
year.
in the first round. I've been so off in every single draft that Gutekunst is done. So,
Well, you know,
here's the
at
Cooper.
least when you're off or when Dave and Shay have been off on drafts, it's worked out for your teams and your
Yeah.
organizations.
Well, I think it's interesting. The three with Gutekunst, he went Georgia in the first round. Last year he went Iowa, so maybe he's going to go Iowa again. We're just going to load up on Iowa and Georgia defensive players. I think that's a safe bet. Just really make them get along and play good defense. So we'll see.
All right. You guys want to know who I think the Cowboys are going to take?
Who?
Yeah, because we didn't have
Curious?
we didn't get to hear who I said the Raiders were going to take, but yeah, we can.
Michael
You
Penix.
didn't get to the Raiders?
No, I just literally said about the Vikings trading for Kyler Murray.
Oh yeah. Who do you think
Got
the
off
Raiders are
top.
going to take, Gene?
The best player available at the time.
Okay.
Great
A
answer.
lot of help.
Hopefully not. Okay, let me say this.
Nice
Here
pickle,
is
Dave.
outside of those quarterbacks that I talked about absolutely hating, the one defensive player I don't want to see the Raiders pick up is Nate Wiggins from Clemson. I don't want Nate Wiggins from Clemson.
Wiggins. No, he plays basketball, dude.
Now it's Andrew.
That's
Andrew.
Andrew. I
Oh,
clearly
that's
said Nate
Andrew.
Wiggins. Nate.
And Aaron.
Great corner.
Nate
Andrew
is
and Aaron.
Nate. Nate.
He sucks ass too.
Yeah, SEC, man. They're so darn good on defense. I know the quarterbacks can make it, but God forbid you
Well-
want to draft them. You want to draft them. You know, they can't play defense now.
Clemson's an ACC team.
You're right. I just consider them an
Those
SEC.
SMU.
They're just they're down in the South.
Yeah, once you get across the Mason-Dixon line, I kind of lose track where everybody's at.
Look at
Weird
you.
shit down
You
there.
and your social studies knowledge right there. I like that.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
So back to the Cowboys. Probably the 2024, 2025, possibly most disappointing football team. They have to take the best available lineman, whichever side of the ball it is. I wouldn't mind if they went D tackle. If I don't think he'll be there, but if Sweat from Texas is there, but then at that point you take whoever the best offensive lineman is, and try to
You want
block.
Sweat in the first
block.
round?
You don't think?
I think he's going
Got it.
second to third.
You think he's going second, third? Isn't
Byron Murphy's better than him.
I've said my entire life you never draft a defensive player out of the Big 12.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm just bullshitting here. Maybe everything I've heard is that that's who they should. That he's a big dude. They need a big body in the middle.
And he just got arrested for a DUI or whatever. So
No shit. When
perfect.
did this
Sometimes
happen?
you
They'll
drink and
fit in
drive.
perfect with him. When
Why,
did this?
throw him on
happen?
the shirt.
When did that happen?
I got enough thugs on this shirt, pal. It happened last week sometime.
Oh well, shit. Okay, don't draft him. Let's go best offensive lineman available at that point. Someone's got to block for Deuce.
Shout out
There's a lot of
Dude.
offensive linemen available. I could see
Dude's
Green Bay
ain't
going
it.
with offensive linemen too.
Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma.
Hey,
Yeah, he's
speaking of
I mean,
offensive linemen and Packers, is Bakhtiari, has he signed with anyone?
dude, no one's gonna take him. If anybody takes him, would be the Jets, just because Rodgers talked him into putting him on.
Yeah, but they just traded for someone and they just picked up Tyron
He can't
Smith.
play. Like he's not gonna ever play again. Like he legitimately can't play football.
Really?
Yeah,
He's just done, huh?
Injury galore.
Liberal.
All right, never mind. I hope the Cowboys don't pick him up.
he's like the opposite of liberal. But yeah,
The
he's like super conservative.
the team that no one really gives a shit about, but we tend to talk too much about. Who are the Detroit Lions going to take, David and Shay?
Ugly ass blue.
Go ahead, David.
I've kind of seen a bunch of stuff with
That
this.
was
Similar
enough
to,
talk about the Detroit
similar to
Lions.
Ben.
Let's
And
go.
I'm glad I got to mute Josh there because no one wants to hear him talk out of his ass right now. But I think we're gonna go probably on the defensive side if I'm reading everything right. No matter what, I think whatever Brad Holmes does is going to be the right decision. I can honestly sit back and enjoy draft night and not worry too much, because I remember when we had the Gibbs pick last year and the Campbell pick, I was wondering what the hell we were doing. And it turns out it worked out all right for us. Gibbs is one of the best players on our football field, game in, game out. Campbell developed really nicely towards the end of the year. Traded with Green Bay, got Branch in the second. Some good things happened in that draft. So if I had to go anywhere, I would say it's probably going to be one of those corners, whether it's Cooper DeJean out of Iowa there that Ben wants for Green Bay, or Kool-Aid McKinstry out of Alabama. I've also seen stuff where they might go Chop Robinson out of Penn State, Darius Robinson out of Mizzou, or even a wide receiver there late, that Leggett from South Carolina. He's a good target, I think.
Heard that boy talk.
Yeah, dude. I should have pulled up an interview of that and put it on here.
It's incredible.
Um,
It's so cool.
I mean, at some point, no matter what in this draft, we're gonna have to address the cornerback position after this scumbag right here freaking did what he did, and so you're gonna have to at least get a guy.
We got
Whether that's-
Emmanuel Mosley back. We'll fucking re-sign. We should have re-signed Jeff Okuda. What were we doing?
Bring him back.
Hefe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My guess is honestly probably Kool-Aid McKinstry or Chop Robinson out of Penn State if he lasts that long. If either of those guys,
With both those names, they definitely fit in Detroit. Kool-Aid and Chop.
dude. Can you imagine how good those boys will look in blue? Honolulu blue.
Oh,
Detroit's going the other way. They're like straight. They're straight and narrow now. They're like Jack Campbell and Sam, Jared. Look at all these first names, all their players. Can you
Yeah,
imagine
like
Dan
Jameer-
Campbell's their coach? They're not the
Jameer
Detroit
Gibbs.
of the old.
Who do you
Cooper
think, Shay?
Team.
what do I think, or who do I think?
Both, dude. I mean, I'm a little afraid of what's going to come out of your mouth right now, to be honest with you. But
I'm assuming it'll be a cornerback. I guess I hope it's a cornerback. I hope it's Cooper DeJean, but if it's Kool-Aid McKinstry, I mean, I want one of those too.
I think
And I hope we get Xavier Leggett too, just so I can hear that boy talk all the time. Hey y'all, y'all want to play football? It's fucking so cool.
I think about like where Green Bay and Detroit at. You could switch those two around. I think we'd both be happy with either or. Like if Green Bay gets Kool-Aid, you guys get Cooper, cool. If Green Bay gets Cooper and you guys get Kool-Aid, cool. I think they're both great players.
Do you want Cooper or Kool-Aid more, Ben?
Definitely Cooper, just for because
Why?
Green Bay has
come?
boundary corners. Like they.
Oh,
they're-
that's
they're-
why.
Yeah,
There's
that's
something-
why they
There's
said it.
just something
clearly.
about Cooper
There's-
that I trust more than Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Give
Is
my
there more
finger
to
on
this?
it.
And knowing
There's
Green Bay, they
very
draft like what?
I'll
is
be
it
asked a
about-
question. Is it because Cooper DeJean's white?
No,
It's we were
Sure.
so close to making it to 30 episodes. Not many people thought we'd even make it to 29. So it's not a shock that this will be our last episode.
yeah, I just got fired from my new job, so that's
If
cool.
the wrong people hear this episode, it will be the last. But it's all right. It was fun.
I have
while it lasted.
nothing. I got nothing to worry about.
We've noticed. We've really noticed that you're just.
My job security is 100% right now.
He doesn't care about anybody else.
Definitely doesn't care about Dylan Gabriel. That's what I learned
No,
today.
I mean Cooper fits Green Bay more just because like they draft everybody off that
Mm.
RAS score, and he's more athletic than Kool-Aid, so it just means. And they didn't need someone that can defend the slot, and Kool-Aid's more of a boundary type of guy, so you already got that
This
covered.
pickle Dave.
So is Kool-Aid his real name?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't
So,
think you
like,
can make
that's
that name
on
up.
his birth
Legit his name.
Because like Tiger is not his actual name, like, but they call him that. So Kool-Aid, that's on his birth certificate.
Yes.
Sedarius,
believe that-
Sedarius.
Cool is
Darius
Kool.
Ladarius, baby.
It's KOOL hyphen aid.
The crazy thing is, I don't think anybody knows anything. In the whole draft that's going to happen. How many mock drafts do I usually do a year? 100 plus. I think I've only done 5 to 10 this year, but it's so unpredictable because of trades, because anything else that happens. Teams making moves, like probably the Cowboys taking Michael Penix with their first round pick. Things like that will happen. So
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, the draft is so unpredictable. Like I said earlier, like I've never been right. I've never been close. And that's what makes it fun. Especially if it works out and they can prove you wrong. But there's one. Marshall and I talk about it every single year. The Green Bay traded back. And we're like, oh, hell yeah, we're getting TJ Watt. No, the pick in front of TJ Watt, they draft Kevin King, who ended up just being a bust. He sucked. And then TJ Watt was drafted. And we were like, oh my gosh, from Wisconsin, played at Wisconsin. We need an edge. Like, this makes too much sense that they're getting TJ Watt in Green Bay. And no, we drafted Kevin King out of Washington, and it was just and then TJ Watt become a Hall of Famer, defensive player of the year multiple times. It's like, oh, that hurts. What's up?
Kevin King was tall though.
Yeah.
Was he a slot corner?
No, he was like an outside guy.
Yeah, he's outside.
He was like a big corner. They were thinking he was like
Yeah, he was like long and stuff. Yeah.
they thought, and
He's like 6'2", 6'3", but he was a pussy. Like, he wouldn't tackle. Like, legitimately could not tackle.
He was fast as shit though.
Always hurt. Like, he was always hurt. And then, whatever the draft, let's say TJ Watt just ends up being an average guy. It doesn't hurt that bad. But the fact that TJ Watt's going to be probably in the Hall of Fame is like, damn, that really hurts.
he might, when he's done, he might be the best Watt brother that played. Who knows?
Yeah, no, it's not a crazy thing to say.
No, which is wild.
Yeah. Yeah, he's so fun to watch. But
It's nothing like the Connett brothers, but it's
right. Yeah, I can, he
Like,
never all stated in South Dakota, I'll tell you that much.
those Watt guys are pretty good, but they're not
They
the
got
Connett.
shit on me. My job security's 100%. Theirs ain't.
Yeah, I don't think it has to be.
I'm pretty sure JJ doesn't have to work anymore. I think
I'm sure
he's
TJ's is pretty 100%.
I think JJ owns a soccer team in Europe.
he does.
He
He was just over there. He's actually in a soccer tournament coming up in about a month.
I'm gonna buy it out.
Can you imagine playing soccer against
You are.
JJ Watt?
It's a girls' team, you idiot.
No, it's not, you idiot.
I'm pretty sure it's a girls' soccer team.
He's playing in a soccer tournament.
Oh,
In a
JJ
month.
Watt is.
Like a
Yeah, so
fundraiser,
fuck
probably.
yourself,
I thought
Shay.
you meant he was playing on the team he owns.
No, I actually
Do
don't know.
whatever you want, dude.
He's got a team for. There's
Just
like
like
a
how the
soccer
girls
tournament
fucking
for $1
play
million.
Shay. Oh. Holy shit, Shay.
You know what, Shay?
Oh,
You're
Shay,
really
you're on one
frustrating.
tonight, man.
Thank you.
What's next on the agenda?
Well, I think a new segment that I kind of think I'm going to start doing is, my favorite video or clip of the week, whether that's football, basketball, hockey, whatever it is, watching Tiger Woods, can't do shit on the golf course, whatever it may be. And so this week, NHL playoffs are rearing up. The Red Wings are in striking distance, had a huge game in overtime. They won last night, and I really like this clip that I pulled off Twitter today. So.
To Brinket for the shot, if they can get it. To Brinket with 2 goals. They score! Dylan Larkin! Dylan Larkin has scored! The Red Wings win it 5-4! Huge 2 points!
Awesome.
Just an
I love hockey.
absolute electric factory out of that guy.
That's a big win against the good Maple Leafs team, too.
So it was between that or
Good in
the
the NHL.
I legit thought, though, Dave, where the direction you were going is that you were going to, post a clip of Tiger Woods, blading a chip or something.
Scotty Scheffler just won the Masters, boys and girls.
Literally nobody gives a shit.
Bro, I think
Dave, I liked your
Shay
video.
and I think
Oh,
Shay.
hey, hold
Josh
on,
need to
pause.
fight.
What's so bad about this picture? Explain to me what's going on that we are so worked up about zooming in on Tiger Woods. He's a good-looking man. I don't see anything wrong with this.
Look at that fucking hairline.
Shay, once again, I've said it once. I'll say it again. Fuck yourself, all right?
You're
Let's get
definitely not
into-
doing a job next year.
Airlines don't define people. Yeah,
It's
look,
time. It's time for the Shay Connett quote of the day.
Oh,
It's an awful picture. Still has a scar on his face from when he got knocked out.
Stephanie Bennett Henry said this. Life is tough, my darling, but so are you.
Shay, who is Stephanie Bennett, darling?
I don't know.
You didn't even look that up before you quoted her.
Mm-mm.
This is how we get canceled, dude. Like,
I
what
gave
is
her
she?
credit.
A
I
serial
told
killer
she
and
said it. It was quoted by her.
She's probably an avid Alpha Brain user, and I'm sure she's probably listening to this podcast.
Should be.
thank you.
Is that pretty true?
Well, that
All right,
was good, Shay.
let's get into some Sackman life advice, huh?
Oh God.
So after last week, I've actually gotten some messages from listeners in they were pretty encouraging. These are not my words; these are their words. But they asked to remain anonymous. So before I give the advice, I just want to read these messages I've received. Sackman, don't listen to those two dipshits. Even your worst advice is better than listening to their takes on the Lions. Once again, this is anonymous and not my words.
Who was it?
Right, football. Just want to thank you for your advice segment. You've changed my life for the better.
Me and Dave paid them to say
inspires
that.
me.
People are
David, I
down
hate
so bad, dude. People are down so bad.
The last one, though, and I've gotten more, but these are just the 3 that I'm reading. Never change. F those bleeping bitch-ass Lions fans. Sackman advice is changing the world. So these are messages I've received in the last week after.
paid
Your girlfriend
them
send you
to
those?
No,
Dude,
these
you
are
might want to
They're anonymous.
whoever sent you that, because I need to talk them off the ledge, man. Because this sounds
No,
like they're right there.
Anonymous listeners. They don't want their names to be released, and they're not my words. I did not type that in my notes earlier today to read to the group. So
Bleep those.
here we are. Sackman advice of the day, the part of the show that everyone obviously fast forwards through the rest of the episode to get to this point. Since it is Masters Week and everyone actually does care about the Masters,
I don't, so that's not everybody.
everybody that matters cares about the Masters.
Jay, I think you matter.
Thank you.
You know, in life, you're gonna face some obstacles, all that. But anything worth having is worth going for. Don't lay up in life. Okay, go for it.
I won't lay up in life. I fucking dunk life.
I can't hear you, Shay. What?
Don't worry about it, man. I'll tell you later.
Dude, did I interrupt your shitty ass quote? No.
Sorry.
Can we mute him? Can we mute Shay? Anyways, no. Go for it. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. That's all I got. Okay. But
Thanks, Josh.
Shay, you can fuck yourself for the 3rd time this episode. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Do we got anything else, or are we just gonna sit
Well,
here?
with that, I think we're gonna wrap up the show. Thanks for listening. We'll be back here pretty soon. Shout out to Ben and G for joining on. The Raiders are gonna have a top 5 defense in the league next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yeah, make sure you get your tickets. Get with one of the boys for the Keffler
Yeah.
fundraiser for the jersey.
Get your tickets
Thank
for
you,
everything.
Red. Sorry for Shay's potty mouth this
Thank
episode.
gosh.
Take care.
The tracker below.
It's a ticker.
The ticker
Ticker, not a
below.
tracker.